OK, let's move away from football and Joe Calzaghe. A story in the Express here that he may make a career as a promoter once he finishes fighting.
Yeah, John Dillon says that that's very much on his mind. He's obviously angling for one more fight against Roy Jones Jr. And then there's quotes that there's a quote from Calzaghe: "Boxing is in my blood, so there's a possibility that I might become a promoter after his fall." I mean, obviously, his dad's been a trainer, so you know he's been steeped in boxing from a very young age. So there's a.
He's not a Don King character, though, is he?
Not quite. No, not quite a Don King character. Frank Warren also says that he might bring him in to work alongside him. That he could work with Frank Warren once he's had this final fight. There's also according to this story, there's a suggestion that Calzaghe may not just stop at the one more fight.
Kelly Pavlik.
Yeah, Kelly Pavlik is the name that's mentioned. They say a quote from Calzaghe is also on my radar. So, you know, it's often the case that these boxers say they've got one more fight in them, and then it turns out to be another 10. So we'll see. But I'm not sure that'll be the case with Calzaghe. But he may be tempted by one other, according to the Express.
Let's go inside the...
Hello, you're watching Lunchtime live on Satanda Sports News.
It's Tuesday the 22nd of April and these are the headlines at midday. Welcome back, Joe. Calzaghe returns, but is it Roy Jones Jr. next?
Joe Calzaghe flew into Gatwick Airport today after conquering America in the early hours of Sunday morning. But what's next for the Welsh boxing superstar? Rory Giovanni reports.
Joe Calzaghe is back on British soil after his win over Bernard Hopkins in Las Vegas.
Split decision from Newbridge, Wales.
Calzaghe won by split decision against the man dubbed the Executioner after a punishing 12 rounds. So how is the 36-year-old after his weekend exertions?
Yeah, I feel good, thanks. You know, it was a bit tired. It was, you know, it was a tough fight, you know, and at the end of the day, and what, you know, champions are all about. You know, a shaky start, first 2 rounds, you know, wasn't ideal, but, you know, I grinded the win, you know, come on later in the fight, and he was tired, he was cheating, he was holding, he was doing dirty tactics, and, hey, that's what champions do, man, still find a way to win.
Shaky is one way to describe that opening round in which Calzaghe was knocked down for just the 3rd time in his career.
Quiet sort of opening. Oh, good right hand! And Hopkins has put Calzaghe down in the very...
But what did trainer Enzo think when he saw his son on the canvas?
That's part of boxing. You know, at the end of the day, it's only one Joe Calzaghe, and then you fact when he went down, he got up, and let's see, the job was done after. You know, it's part of the hazards, obviously, and you know, you expect things like that to happen, and got through it, and maybe I'll come back to the belts.
A holiday is next on the agenda, but speculation is already mounting over the identity of his next opponent. And after beating one boxing legend, Calzaghe has his sights set on another man who's seen and done it all.
I'm getting old, man. 2 fights a year is enough for me. I need a good rest now, so it's okay. So Roy Jones is one for the short list. You know, there's a couple of fights, so we have to wait and see. But you know, first things first, I'm gonna go on a nice holiday and chill out, and then it's a great position to be in. I'm a world champion at 2 weights, and thanks to all the fans that come out, I'm so proud of the support I received in Las Vegas. Like a home away from home, and they really give me a lift and spur me on to victory.
When we come back in 2 weeks' time, we've got a lot of choices there. You know, we can sit down and really have a look, think, and there's variety. I said Roy Jones on there, Chris Burrs on the platform. So, you know, we've got a choice for once where we can pick.
Calzaghe has said his next fight would be his last, but lucrative paydays await, and the temptation to box on is definitely there for this far from average Joe.
Oh man, you never know. There's everything. To be honest, probably one more fight, but famous last words of many fighters. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll let you get back.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
So there could be a few more chapters left in the story of Joe Calzaghe. And now revered on both sides of the Atlantic, the Welshman is set to go down as one of the greatest fighters in history. Rory Giovanni, Satanta Sports News.
And Joe Calzaghe has